Hey everyone, welcome back to Hill Valley. My name is flyvox, and in today's episode, we will be jumping more into beautifying our little city. First off, thank you all for sticking around for so long. I know I haven't been in Hill Valley in about, I think it's about over 4 weeks now, but we're back. We're better than ever. We're going to jump into the city right now. So what I thought could do is I would like to show you how you could possibly beautify your city when you're on console or if you're playing unmodded and with no assets. If you want to beautify your city, the most important tool is the landscaping register card right here. Are they called register cards? Tabs? Let's go with tabs. The most important tool that you will need is the landscaping tab right here. So if we go here, we have paths, we have fences, we have trees, foliage, rocks, all good tools to decorate. Now you also have this icon here, the leisure tab. If you go to this like props area, you have some vanilla assets, you have some benches, lights, playground assets, old abandoned cars and trucks, which are pretty cool. There you can actually click on that, and you can do some fun stuff with these as well. But let's stick to the landscaping tab for right now. And if we have this area right here, like this whole area. Let me actually get my. So let's say we have this area right here. You see how like it looks good, right? It looks okay, but that is just plain vanilla plopping down residents, and that's it. So we'll decorate this a bit, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so let's go. Landscaping tool. I like to start out with some pathways actually. So let's look for one that is like fairly pretty. This is the zoo path with decorations. That looks pretty good. So what I want to do is first I want to come in here. I want to turn off all snapping options because we're going to have to squeeze into some tight spaces here. All right, so let's go with straight actually. So we'll do this kind of thing. Then we'll go to the freeform and we'll just generally curve along here. Okay, we'll see if we can sneak through here. We can. It's a bit tricky, but there we go. We did it. We'll sneak along here. Oh, I like this. There we go. We connected this up. This is not just another walkway, but it's like you can really break up these gridded areas. Oh, I'm not sure if we can get past here without destroying this house. We could if we hadn't had this pathway. So let's... Okay, so what I want to do here actually is just make this a bit more interesting. So we'll go to about here. We'll turn snapping back on actually. We get the curved tool and we'll try to create a mini roundabout. Okay, it won't let us do this. That one is going to be way too big. Okay, so we can't do that actually. No worries. We can just... There we go. We have our little like turning around point for people to walk. Nice. Okay, now, so we filled out this area. Actually, quite a bit. Okay, I don't think we can put anything in here. So let's go back to the tab and let's get some fences. Turn all snapping off again. And just for kicks, add some fences in. I mean, they're very, very small. You probably won't see them if you're like zoomed out, but if you zoom in, they add quite a lot to the game. And look at that, the walkway is already getting used. This is something that I really, really like. Once you build stuff and it's already getting used, I really, really like that. Let's try to get a bit closer to the... Oh, careful that it doesn't delete any of your pathways. You'll have to be careful. Like I said, you got to be careful. Like when it does this thing, it's going to delete your pathway. See, it shows the little bulldozer icon. You don't want that. So how far can we go actually? Okay, so to about here. Nice. And I mean, it doesn't have to be the entire way. It could just be just a bit. It's your city, right? You can do whatever you want. It's just something that I like to do. I like to decorate these little areas. It does take up a lot of time. It does take time, but that is completely fine. It's fine for me at least. Okay, now bonus points if we can curve Oh, without destroying any houses. That looks good. Curve in here. Oh my, wow. Would you look at that? Okay, easy does it, easy does it. There we go. Let's go up to about here. Sweet. Very, very cool. Now this area shouldn't get all that used because it's not connected to a road. It's just for looks, basically. All right, let's go to the rocks. Let's do the rocks next. Let's see how these big rocks actually can fit in. Okay, we'll plop one here. There we go. All right, let's not overdo with the rocks. Okay. We've totally ignored this area here, so let's go down here also. All right, let's use a different one for here. Careful that you don't demolish the house. I mean, it's not a problem. It would just respawn, right? But we don't want to do that. Okay. All right, now the best part, let's go with some trees. Now, I don't know why, but this is like my favorite tree ever. The small beech, I don't know, this is like the first tree I ever used in Skylines, and that is, until this day, it's just my favorite. Just my favorite. Of course, you have to be a bit aware. Like, we have this tree here, which is from the pathway. We can find this in here also. Is it this one? It should be this one, I think. Yeah, it's this one. It does come in different sizes, so if we plop this down, some of these gets bigger here. There we got this big one right here. So it's basically the same. So let's use this one, so we just keep a theme going here.
A few moments later.
All right, here we go. We've added some more trees. I also got some of those palm trees in here because they just fit the theme of the map. And look at that. People are using this walkway. Nice, nice, nice. And that looks much better already. Now, we can arguably add something else in here, but I thought about this part right here. So let's actually go back to this section where I said before with the props and everything, and we could add a grill and possibly something else. So let's see, what do we have? Well, these are not too big, actually. Now look at that. Poor grill. He's probably not going to get many customers because no one is going to use this as a walkway, but it looks good, right? So we'll keep it like that. Awesome. So there we go. That would be this area. I've also planted down a lot of trees in here. Of course, only the areas where I was able to, because here is the houses where everything that is red, it won't let me plop down. This is some people's backyard, so I can't plop down any trees in there. Yeah, the same with over here. And we have a rock here, so. All right, so this is basically it. Now look at that area. It's all filled out basically. Remember how it looked before? There we go. Those are your biggest assets, basically. Let's do another area in here. Let's move on to this area, which is right next to the area we just decorated. Now, you're going to have these open spaces if you do sort of like a gridded out road network, which is not a problem. You can definitely do that, but it doesn't always, like, see right here where I added this road, like in the middle, just, you know, it just goes through and it creates these houses. I didn't do this here, so it created this big empty space. Now here you want to work with rocks and trees, and those are your friends basically. So let's see, how about some of these big formations here? Now you have to be careful with the shape, of course, otherwise it will just destroy the buildings, but we can plop one here, and we can plop one right next to it. Now look at that. That was easy peasy. That was like 2 seconds of work. And it looks much better. Obviously, if those people look out their window, they will see this giant rock, but that is fine. I think that is really, really cool. And it feels more organic. It feels more natural. It feels more realistic when these open spaces are filled out. Let me show you something else. Now, look what happens when you fill out one of these spaces entirely with trees. Look at that. What a difference. Instead of seeing the ground, you see those trees. That is just a simple method. Now, these are like 3 methods that I showed you. One, you can go full out detailing with pathways, fences, rocks, trees. You can even add foliage, which I don't like to use, by the way. I can show you why real quick. Let me back this up. Let me tell you why. Let me go to an open space. All right, here. So plop down the foliage, right? Looks really, really cool, especially if you have like if you have these next to each other, it looks really cool. But watch what happens when I zoom out a bit. First, it glitches, and it's gone. You can still see the trees, obviously, and you can see the rocks, you can see the pathways, you can also see the fences. Look at the fences where we plop them down. But you cannot see the foliage anymore, which is why I never use them actually. So, but here you go. You have these three methods. You have this extreme, well, not extreme, but you have this detailing part where you can add walkways, you can add fences, rocks, and trees, you can add bushes, whatever. You have this very easy detailing where you can just add a bunch of rock formations in these empty spaces. Also, look at the foliage here. It's disappearing. There we go. It's gone. Well, looks really cool zoomed in, but that's just what the game is, I guess. On console, at least, since I'm playing on PS4. And you have option number 3, just go crazy with the trees. However, you have to beware. I'm not sure how it is on PlayStation, but you have a tree limit on PC and Xbox, I believe. So I'm assuming it's the same on PlayStation 4. I've never reached it, but I believe it's 250,000 trees, what you can plop down, and then the game will not let you plop down another single tree. So you have to beware what map you pick out, how many trees there already are, which is why I usually get rid of a lot of trees before I build. You also have to beware, let me show you. Here's trees, right? So if you build a road and you just build over the trees, there you go, and the game will still count those trees as they were there. So you have to because they are still there. So you have to be careful. I usually just delete the trees before I start to build. You can do that very easy. If you can just go here and you can just delete all the trees that you don't need, basically. So yeah, that is what I usually do before I start to build an area, because I don't want to end up having this because I don't want to end up reaching the tree limit. There we go. That was a hard sentence. Words are hard sometimes. All right. So that was that. Basically, those are my tips and tricks for detailing certain areas. You can do that throughout your whole city. It makes it look much more realistic, makes it look much more full. I'm going to say full because, over here, look at this area here. Let me just turn on the mode here. There we go. We could also add some trees in here. Just look at that. If you can do combination, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So look at this area. Looks very cool, all filled out. Now, if you scroll up a bit, you see the empty spots in here. You notice them. They poke you right in the eye. Look at that. This over here especially. This big open areas here. Those poke right into your eye. So yeah, let's add some more trees in here. You can do combinations. Nice. No, look at that. Looks even better. Looks even better. You're only limited by your imagination, basically, in this game. If you play on PC and you have mods and assets, you have much more possibilities, much more options, but I think you can do a pretty cool job on console or without using any mods or any assets. That's basically just what I wanted to show you in Hill Valley. We'll do some more Hill Valley, obviously. I'm not giving up on this city, but we will continue. Yes, we will continue. There will be more episodes of Hill Valley. That's actually going to be it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about the episode. Until then, y'all stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.